Hey everyone, before this video gets started, if you're an Uber driver, a Lyft driver, really any major gig economy worker, and you want to get paid for benefits, sick time, and a whole bunch of other stuff, then click the link below to sign up for Cover. Cover is an incredible service that's basically being the missing link for Uber drivers and Lyft drivers that we've been looking for a super long time. If you get into an accident, or you get hospitalized, God forbid, or just you need a sick day, Cover will actually replace 80% of that income. So click the link down below and get 30 days free on us right now. Now let's get started on this video. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Rideshare Hub. My name's Greg. We're kind of doing a little bit of a series now of just some of the crazier stories that have happened from Uber. We did one video talking about a guy who had done some really horrible things, and you guys loved it. So we are back with more, we'll call it like Uber news segments or something. This one, I'm sure some of you have probably heard of this one. This one happened here in Phoenix, and it was about 2 years ago. It was the whole self-driving car incident. Very berserk, wild times we live in. But yeah, before we jump into this one though, I do want to encourage you guys to check out Cover. Cover is a great app for saving money, for making money, however you want to look at it. But basically Cover is essentially a team of lawyers that are going to be on your side to fight for you through all the things that could happen in rideshare. So for instance, if your account gets wrongly deactivated, they're going to send letters and make phone calls on your behalf. And for those of you that don't know, there's a lot more power in a lawyer calling for you than you calling. So it's an incredible service. Our listeners get the first month free. I cannot tell you guys enough. You gotta just do Cover. It would have saved me so much freaking money if I'd had it when I was a full-time driver. And if you drive a lot, like, you should be on this. It's a joke how cheap it is. It's a no-brainer. So link in the description. Get on that. All right, Uber safety driver charged with negligent homicide in 2018 fatal crash of self-driving car. Ooh, they even got a video up here. The woman operating a self-driving Uber that hit and killed a pedestrian in Phoenix, Arizona in March 2018 is facing a negligent homicide charge and possible prison time for not controlling the vehicle, prosecutors said Tuesday. It was the first pedestrian fatality involving a self-driving vehicle in the country. Rafaela Vasquez, now 46, was watching The Voice television program on one of her two phones when the Volvo SUV she was operating struck and killed a 49-year-old Elaine Herzberg, according to a report from Tempe police. Distracted driving is an issue of great importance in our community, Maricopa County Attorney Alistair Adel said Tuesday in a prepared statement. When a driver gets behind the wheel of a car, they have responsibility to control and operate the vehicle safely and in a law-abiding manner. A grand jury indicted Vasquez on August 27th. What I'm not understanding is, so I think what this was, I don't know if you guys remember, but there was a time where they were testing out potential electric vehicles, and they released some of them. I don't know if they're saying this was an electric vehicle or if this lady was just watching TV and killed someone. I don't understand what they're trying to say happened here. But we'll go on. Uber declined to comment on the charges. No shock there. An attorney for Vasquez could not immediately be reached. Initially, then, Maricopa County Attorney Bill Montgomery cited a conflict of interest in the case because his office had partnered with Uber on a rideshare campaign to encourage people not to drink and drive. The case was transferred to, I never knew how to say this, Yavapai County Attorney, Yavapai, Sheila Polk, who declined to pursue charges against Uber a year after the accident. Polk recommended further investigation into the crash to determine if Maricopa County could charge the driver. Tempe police continued to investigate the crash, closing Mill Avenue for a few hours last summer to conduct a lighting test of the crash scene. Wow, for those of you that don't know, Mill is the most popular hop-in street in Tempe, Arizona, which is where Arizona State is, which is a crazy little area. So for them to close down Mill, that's, you know, it's legit if they close that street down, because there's a lot of money to be made on that street. The fallout from the accident was broad, and who is at fault for it was the subject of significant debate. And the reason why it's a debate is basically a lady crossed the road on her bike from the looks of it, and that was when she got hit. So that's why they're doing, and I don't believe it was a crosswalk either. Like, I mean, she just drove her bike straight across the road and then got hit by this lady. So I don't know what she was thinking, but I guess that's why they say it. Tempe Police Chief Sylvia Moore, who announced her resignation Tuesday, initially called the crash likely unavoidable for any driver. So that is interesting. The crash brought an end to Uber's self-driving car tests. Okay, so this was one of the self-driving cars they were testing in Tempe and Scottsdale, and it cast a shadow over the industry nationwide. That's what I thought. So this was actually like, this was a huge, especially if you're in the rideshare community, this was like a huge case because, yeah, Uber released these self-driving cars. It was like a total beta test, and this very first one, it didn't stop for this woman. So this lady's watching her TV show, which is still dumb, don't get me wrong, but she's watching this TV show assuming this car will detect a human if it comes down to it. I don't know how many of you guys have driven Teslas and used like the auto driving feature. It's pretty wild, but I've driven a few, and like, I mean, I took one on the highway one time, and we, you know, my buddies and I, we had it set up so it was, you know, doing its thing, driving on its own, and a like truck swerved over real quick and we didn't see it, and the car literally automatically dodged it. So it's meant to not hit someone. Yeah, but that was the end of their self-driving thing, like the article said. A report from the National Transportation Safety Board previously found that the Volvo was traveling around 43 miles per hour heading north on Mill Avenue. 43 is fast for Mill Avenue. That's a very congested area. A lot of people crossing the road. It probably shouldn't have been going 43 miles an hour. After crossing the bridge over Tempe Town Lake, when the technology in the vehicle tried to process what it detected in the roadway. The radar cameras and light detecting and ranging, or LiDAR, picked up Herzberg 6 seconds before the collision. But the computer initially couldn't determine what she was, according to the NTSB report. Okay, the self-driving system software classified the pedestrian as an unknown object, as a vehicle, and then as a bicycle, the report said. The software also couldn't immediately tell which way she was headed. Finally, 1.3 seconds before the impact, the self-driving system determined the vehicle needed to apply the brakes to avoid a collision, but it didn't stop automatically. Only Vasquez could stop the vehicle because of adjustments Uber made during testing. Uber had taken away the ability for the self-driving car to brake itself in emergencies, although it could do so at lights and stop signs. Now, why would Uber get rid of that? I don't know. I don't actually understand that, because in this case it would have saved a life. Investigators later looked at the speed of the car, braking ability, lighting conditions, and Vasquez's half-second reaction time once she did see Herzberg. Had Vasquez been paying attention, they found she could have stopped the car 42.6 feet before the impact. But Vasquez never touched the brake until after the crash. The crash would not have happened even with a driver whose reaction time was twice as slow as Vasquez's had the driver been watching the road, according to the police investigation. So that's pretty indicting. Yeah, like even twice as slow, if they had just been paying attention, that woman would be alive. For these reasons, Tempe detective Casey Marsland wrote in the avoidability analysis more than a year ago, the crash was deemed entirely avoidable. Phoenix defense attorney Benjamin Taylor, who has no connection to the case, said both sides have an argument to make. Because she was behind the wheel, she has ultimate control, he said. It's still on her to protect the public and protect her fellow citizens who are walking across the street in this case. He said the video evidence of Vasquez not watching though is probably the best evidence of the county's case against her. Defense could argue she was not negligent because operating the car was in the scope of her duties for Uber, he said. Ultimately, Uber in the vehicle was the only one that messed up, he said, regarding what a defense attorney could argue. Her job was to be behind the wheel just monitoring the situation. You could argue the state is overcharging her. You could be on the road now and make a mistake and hit somebody and not get charged with a felony offense. That's everything it's got. So that's pretty wild. I don't even know what should happen there. But yeah, so it's funny because since then we really haven't heard anything too much about Uber's self-driving stuff. Now, granted, the world's been insane. Maybe that's more why. But yeah, that kind of screwed things over for them big time. So there's a lot there, very interesting. You can definitely look into it yourself if you want. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to like and subscribe. Please, please, please check out Cover. I am telling you, it will change your life. You need to get on that now. Link in the description. You get a free month for free. That would have been dumb. Get a free month on us. So check it out and let us know what you think.